Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. Today we are going to, hopefully, get you over some new rider fears that you may have that are honestly kind of dumb. Some of these things are just A, your anxiety and fear getting the better of you, or B, they're just kind of rites of passage of being a part of the motorcycle community, and we're gonna get you over those fears. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First things first, drum roll, please, because I guarantee if you've been doing any type of research at all, you probably know exactly what I'm gonna say first. Dropping the bike. You gotta stop being afraid of dropping the bike. It's gonna happen. You wanna hear my really embarrassing story about the first time that I dropped my bike. I was actually parked. Just even retelling this story, I'm embarrassed, because karma bit me in the butt right away. I was like, man, I can't believe those people that just tip the bike over, just standing there. I don't understand how that's possible. I looked to the left and I went to the right. And I dropped the bike. Oh, that's about right. And that's what I get for making fun of other people. You're gonna drop the bike. Get over it. It's gonna be fine. Stop being afraid of it. It's gonna happen probably most likely. If you don't, you will eventually, even if it's not this bike or your next bike, you're gonna drop one eventually, and it's okay. Honestly, look at it, you guys, as a rite of passage. It is not something to be ashamed about in any way, shape, or form. It's just something that happens. And you know what? If it doesn't happen, that's even better, right? That's great. You know, some people don't ever drop their bike. That's great. You probably will eventually, but hey, if you don't, kudos. Next fear that you need to get over, my friend, is stalling in traffic. Because guess what? It's going to happen. You getting flustered when it happens and losing your mind is not beneficial for you or any drivers ahead, behind, or around you. And just to prove to you that the world doesn't end when you stall out in traffic, we're gonna take out Zelda and we're gonna go stall out in traffic just for you guys.
I'm just gonna let my clutch out and dump it like that. And then we're just gonna simply turn it back on, and then this person's not gonna be going anyway. So that worked out in our favor. All right, so we're all on purpose gonna stall it. Ready? I'm in the middle of the intersection, it's fine. Take a second, breathe. We're gonna start the bike again, mindful that it's in first. Looks like they're turning, so we'll go ahead and go. Same at a stoplight, or I'm sorry, stop sign. At this particular intersection, there are 4 different stop signs, and this included. Stall it out, just like that. We'll just keep it in first, start the bike up again, and then take a second, breathe, and just go ahead and go. Like so. There we go. That wasn't so bad, right?
For this next one, this is just your anxiety getting the better of you, guaranteed it, and you can do this, and that is getting on the highway. If you're really worried about it and you're more scared than you are anything, you might just need to take the leap. Of course, don't do anything unsafely. If you are afraid that you are not in control of your motorcycle enough, or you are not able to do evasive maneuvers like swerving or, hard braking, you're afraid of doing any of those things, haven't done a whole lot, then by all means, I am not pressuring you to get on the highway, but I'm saying if you've been riding for a couple months and you haven't gotten on the highway yet, my friend, you can do it. You can get on the highway. It's gonna be okay. Here's my formula for success for getting on the highway the first time. So what you need to do is obviously get on, right? And to the best of your ability, without going over a certain speed that you are not comfortable with. It all kind of depends on where you live. But find someone on the highway camped out in the slow lane and just follow them. So what following someone else does is it helps you kind of keep your pace. Now be mindful not to target fixate on that car in front of you and not be aware of the rest of your surroundings. You still need to be aware of everything, but by kind of camping out behind someone, you're able to just kind of be on the highway, remembering to breathe, right? And have a good time. And I want to make sure that you understand when I say follow behind someone, I mean try and go the same speed as them, but still keep your distance. Technically, according to at least the Minnesota state permit test that I took, the minimum following distance is 2 seconds behind a car. Respectfully, I totally disagree with that. 2 seconds for a new rider is not enough time for you to do anything, right? Maybe for someone who has a lot of road miles, a lot of experience, 2 seconds is plenty of time for them, but you, my new rider, give it a minimum of double that, give it at least 4 seconds behind. It is of my humble opinion that if you can't come to a complete stop safely or swerve out of the way within that 4 seconds, then you need to go even further back if you need to, right? So as long as you give yourself plenty of space and give yourself a good cushion or buffer in between yourself and that car in front of you, get on the highway, stick just behind that person, breathe, and then exit. And then that's all you have to do. And then just slowly increase that time that you're on the highway until you're comfortable. I'm telling you, if you actually dedicate time to practice it, any fears that you have about getting on the highway will go away and you'll be okay, trust me. So this one is kind of, I mean, I totally get it if you feel this way and it's normal, like I even felt this way, but it's just kind of general fear of the unknown. You don't really know what to expect, right? I had never, I don't think ever been on an actual motorcycle before, maybe when I was really little because my dad rode receipts. But like, I don't really have any memories of it or doing any of those things anyway. So like, I had a lot of fear of the unknown. I just didn't know what I didn't know, and that kind of freaked me out. So I don't know if this is normal, but maybe it is. It probably is. I think a lot of us think that we're abnormal when really the most of us think we're abnormal, which doesn't that make us normal? For me personally, what kind of helps fear in new situations is I like deep dive research into things and learn as much as I can about the subject so that I have an understanding in my head, and that helps curb any fears for me. So like I deep dived into how does the transmission work, how does an engine work, how do all of these, like how does the clutch work, how do the brakes work, like how does all of this even work, right? And then another thing that I did besides learning just like about how motorcycles actually work from the inside out, I wanted more like in traffic situations. So another YouTuber, I'd be very surprised if you don't already know who he is, but Dan the Fireman, guy has like almost 1 million subscribers, and there's a reason for that. A lot of accident avoidance is just developing your eye and your senses. If you don't know what to look for, how are you going to look for it? You know what I mean? So he is a great teacher and he goes through things in depth. Highly recommend his videos. Head on over to Dan the Fireman's channel after you're watching this, subscribe and watch some of his videos and he'll help you out. Another fear, which is a totally legitimate one, is riding in the rain. So believe me, coming from someone who got caught in the rain when she was not expecting it, to say the least, I was freaked out. But worst case scenario, if that happens and you've never ridden in the rain before, if you can, try and wait around a little bit to see if it lets up a little. Luckily, very, very blessed that my first rain that I had to ride in was relatively light. It was not a heavy downpour, but it was still enough to make the road slick and me be scared. Oh my gosh. So all you have to do in that situation, if you do get caught in the rain, is just take a second, be like, okay, I'm gonna be fine, right? Which you are gonna be fine. But all you have to do, seriously guys, is just slow down. Of course, I can't guarantee, honestly, I think the majority of people are gonna give you space, so don't worry about people behind you. They are going to understand that you're a motorcyclist stuck in the rain on 2 wheels. It makes sense to any normal person that you're probably gonna be going a little bit slower, so don't worry too much about your speed. Worst case scenario, if you do have a jerk behind you, just kind of get over to the side a little bit and wave them on. Let them pass you, fine. If they got somewhere to be that bad, they can pass you and then you can get back into your regular lane position if you really want to, if they're being that much of a jerk. Or you can always just exit off the road or like pull over for a second, let them pass you, and then get back on the road whenever it's safe. Another thing that you can do besides just a general slowdown is just make sure that when you are turning or cornering at all, that you're trying your best not to get any lean angle. We want to reduce the lean angle on the corner or whatever turn that we are making. So try and position yourself to the best of your ability and what you're able to do. Don't take a really sharp turn. We want to widen that radius of that turn and take it as wide as we possibly can to reduce the lean angle in that turn, to keep the bike upright and keep the contact patch on the tires as much as we can on that road and not minimize it when we lean the bike. All right, guys, last kind of silly fear, but again, they're all legitimate. They're all legitimate, but this is another silly one because I guarantee, just give it some time, but you're gonna find your people. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of fitting in anywhere. You know, the motorcycle community is great and it's large and there's a lot of different niches. There's Harleys, there's sport bikes, there's stunt groups, there's track groups, there's racing, there's so many different things. So unless you follow me on Instagram, you probably wouldn't know, or if you're just observant and you've watched the past couple of videos that I've put out, you will have seen this new bike in the background of them. So I'm actually going for my race license. I am learning right now. I don't have my race license. I'm not ready for that yet. I do still have a long way to go. As I said before, I only have 4,500 miles under my belt. I'm very new still, but it's something that I wanted to do a couple months into riding last year. So finally got the bike earlier this year, and it has been amazing. So all of that to say, it took me a calendar year to find the group of people that I most jived with, and that was for me just people at the track. You can make friends with other people who ride. Of course, I do have to add in this disclaimer that you do still need to be careful with who you ride with for your own safety. Just because someone is a nice person doesn't mean that they necessarily ride very well. So just with a grain of salt, right? Be mindful, have discernment, only ride with people that you feel safe with, and worst case scenario, bail out of there if they're being crazy or reckless, or keep your distance. So that is all that I had for you guys today. Thank you for joining me. Of course, if this helped you in any way, make sure to like this video, comment, share with anybody who might be needing to hear these things. And of course, I would love to have you along for future videos. So click the subscribe button and click that bell notification so that you never miss a ride with us. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.